Let's bring in our current Canadian goalkeeper who's going to Qatar, Max Crépeau. Max, welcome to the show, man.
How are you guys? Everything good?
Everything's great. Everything's
Hey,
great.
Max, way to go, buddy. I was joking with the guys on the podcast recently. We were talking about partying and after the game against Jamaica. And I was like, hold on a minute. Max is going to be playing this game in Panama. Do you think he wants them out partying 2 nights before the game? No. And Jimmy was like, I'm going partying. That's why I'm bald, guys, because I had to play behind those nut bars because you're trying to keep him in the dressing room being a little bit, or in the hotel to be a little bit more professional, buddy. I felt bad for you. But you know what? It was a decent game. And I thought, again, Canada should have got something from it. And the finish, actually, the goal from the Panamanians against you, I thought was superbly taken.
Yeah, I mean, we did enjoy the moment. That's a correct quote. We really soaked it in. We had a great time. It was important to do it with the group of guys, players, staff, organization members of Canada Soccer. It was really a time to celebrate because it was something that we were after it for years, and so. The next day it was back to professionalism and really being prepared for the Panama game. We did lost 1-0, and we did feel like we could have get some points in that game. But the most important, we're in Qatar. Yes, we topped the group in CONCACAF, so that was the 2 main objective. And now we got to turn the page and see the new chapter of it ahead of us. Yeah.
Chris, you want to get one in? I know you.
I have so many. What?
Please,
were you watching the draw? What are your thoughts on the draw? I thought it could have been.
It was nerve-wracking.
Did you think E was coming?
To be fair, I was with. I'm in Orlando right now. LA. We are playing Orlando tomorrow, and so I flew from Panama to here. The team is coming later tonight, so I was watching the draw with Kellen, my teammates here in LA. So we were both looking at the draw, and there's a moment of realizing your name is going to get out of the spot. So that is special, and for once you're not looking at it as a football fan. You're part of it, so that's special. And yeah, I mean, 3 good teams, 3 good football nations. It's going to be really interesting to be on the pitch with them and compete. I've listened to John interview after, and he says basically that we will prepare right for it. And the mentality of our group is to approach every game and taking something out of it. We want points, and we're not going there just to say, oh, we're in Qatar. We want more.
Mm-hmm. Can I just ask one more? Looking back, I know you're going to say that you guys always believed that you were going to qualify, but was there a moment during this campaign or a particular result where you went, oh, I think we're actually going to do this?
I mean, I believe that the all windows were really important, right? But the one that is really into our mind, I think November was a massive one in Edmonton. It was a great window. It was really cold. But winning Costa Rica and Mexico home put ourselves in a great position, and this is where we really grasp it up. And the January window is where we knew exactly how close we were. And obviously the last window was the one that we confirmed it. But I think November was the one that we did put ourselves into a magnificent situation at the end of the November window.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Chris, this is the point where we got to let you go, buddy. But I'm glad that it worked out. We're able to connect with you. And Dave Starkey's in the chat, says Chris is hilarious, which is a comment that I very much agree with.
Thank you.
I look forward to reading your piece, man, about probability.
It's thank you for having me on, and it's a pleasure to be the 3rd best goalie in the room. So
have a good one, Chris.
There you go, Chris. Gregor, I think you know this story that I was actually a goalkeeper. I played U8s.
You should have stayed in goal because you're so slow.
That was the end of my career. Well, that's why they started me in goal. One tournament in suburban Detroit. I think I gave up 32 goals in about a 4-game stretch. So that was the end of it for me. So that was the end of it for me.
Hey, Max, I want to get into your head a little bit here because, as both goalkeepers, you are at the present moment the number 2 for Canada. Okay, you've done very well at club level. Your rise has been incredibly quick. But what you have to do and tell everybody, what that's like being number 2 and preparing. You played 3 massive games in this round, starting at Azteca away, Jamaica away, and Panama are the 3 games that you played. How is that? And obviously, too, you're part of it. You're friends with Milan because I know goalkeepers, we're tight. But there's still a chance. It's a long ways away, and you know how things can change very, very quickly, and you could find yourself starting the World Cup. Tell us about how it is, first of all, to preparing as number 2.
Yeah, it's so important. We have, when I say we, I say every single player within the program needs to approach every weekend and game days to prepare like it's the last one in terms of intensity and performances. Everybody's got to be really on the front foot and prepare for Qatar, either in America or in Europe for our guys in the program. And I know Milan, like you said, we have a great relationship. It's been 10 years we're together now, and so he's a friend and a great teammate. But as a number 2, I know exactly how to train, how to push in training, how to talk, how to prepare games, and going through training sessions for us in order to be ready when it comes to game day. That is a big part of a number 2, and as well as always being present for your teammates, your field players. This is so important for us to always be available for your defender if he wants to do a drill, a striker, a midfielder, whoever wants to put his hand up and say, all right, let's get extra reps, to be there for them. And so you get the numbers of reps and you are working, and in the meantime it makes your teammates better. So I think it's a good mix of that that will create yourself as being a good number 2.
And another thing, what drives you? I know what was always driving me is, and I tell people this, is that there's always somebody coming behind you. There's always somebody challenging you for your position. So you have to keep working even harder and harder to stop that from happening because you want to be part of it. Is that right?
Correct. There's a lot of we have a fantastic goalkeeper poll. Like, Milan and I, we've been there more frequently, if you permit the expression. And then we had Dane in the last camp that did really, really well against New York Red Bulls 2 weeks ago. We had James, we had Jason. So we have a lot of quality. That's the luxury our program can have at every position. We have some quality and everybody can be there. But yeah, there's always someone breathing down your neck, and there's always someone that you have to push. And so personally, I always look, who am I pushing, and not who's bringing down my neck, because I'm looking forward, not backwards,
Mm-hmm. As Craig mentioned, Max, obviously a lot of things can change between now and November in Qatar. Looking at this group, though, and looking at the teams that Canada's going to play, are you thinking about what it would be like to be on the pitch and face some of the opposition? There's quite a few attackers with some blistering shots for Belgium that might be peppering the goal if you've got the gloves that day.
Yeah, I mean, our goalkeeper crew will be ready when the day comes, but obviously they're nations that has history of success in the past international competitions, World Cup, Nations League, Euro, and so CAF. And so, it's really important to be ready when that moment comes. Obviously, right now, fast forward 8 months, and we will be there on that first kick of the tournament. But right now, it's still so early day. I'm still soaking in the emotions of last week. And so it's really early days to say it. But yeah, we will be ready when it comes.
Now, for warm-up games, that's obviously going to be something that comes up. There's been a long stretch for the Canadian national team where they played just the regional teams, CONCACAF teams. So how important it is to get a little feel for some European flavor as well, international teams, as well as potentially North African teams that will match up well against Morocco.
Correct. That's the thing that we'll need to be aware of, that we only played teams in our region, and we can obviously there's a Nation League coming up in June, so there's more games coming that are important for us as a nation. We need to get these FIFA points, and then eventually we'll plan and we'll have time to play these teams that are not in our region, because that is some football that we haven't seen so far in our selection for the past 2 to 4 years, I would say. Since John took over the program, there's teams that we haven't been able to play, and that we need eventually to play those teams that are not in our region.
Max, you say you're in Orlando and you're waiting for your LAFC teammates to arrive, so you probably had a different viewing experience for that draw than it would have been if the whole team was together, your whole club team was together. But watching that draw, was it agonizing for you to have to wait through all the the pomp and show that is, and then for Canada to be the last ball taken out of the bowl?
Yeah, it was. To be fair, I was excited. I was excited to see the draw, see the teams. Like I said, I was with Kellen, my teammate, and so when this team, the US, got pulled in England against England in the second group, if I'm not mistaken, he was really excited. He had a big smile, and then me, I was like waiting until the last ball, and so it was cool to see unfold. And obviously when our name was pulled out of it at the end, the amount of messages, obviously, from family, loved ones, and friends, it was just a fun one. And the group chat was in fuego. It was in fire as well. So it was cool.
Great. Yeah. I'm glad that, Craig's text cut through all the noise that may have been on the phone, man. I'm really glad that we got to speak to you today, and, very excited to watch this team, and congratulations on getting to Qatar, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been truly a nice journey, and there's another one starting now.
That's all the best, and to keep that run going with that club in MLS too. You guys are doing really well.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Orlando's 8 points, if I'm not mistaken, and so they're in a good rhythm. Us as well, so it's going to be a good one. But thank you, guys.
Exciting stuff. Thanks, Max.